Now moving on, this is the Masonic temple in Toronto, and this was taken over by MTV. And then MTV is now broadcasting from the Masonic temple. You can see the square and compass in the back. You can see the stage and who they bring in. MTV and the use of the Eye of Lucifer. And their television shows, and you can see again the 666 sign being used. Now MTV funded for the first time in history, this video was funded exclusively by MTV. This is by LCD Sound System. You can see the lightning bolt. You can see his use of the Masonic salute, which is the Pledge of Allegiance sign. That is Masonic. At midnight she came to collect the souls of the wicked men. Here's the Eye of Lucifer. So this goddess portrayed in this video now goes to all of these power-mongering men. They are asking these men to sign contracts, and when they don't sign contracts, this light emanates from the hand or her hand, and she lures them into a Masonic lodge. And in between all of this, these images flash at split seconds, and this is the Eye of Horus or the Eye of Lucifer, the square and compass of Freemasonry with the generative principle representing the G, and then of course the Eye of Lucifer and the G, it looks like here, with light emanating. And so they are now lured into this Masonic lodge. You see the checkerboard floor, you see the some type of a master there, you see the skull, you see the single pillar, you see the checkerboard reflected in the eye, and these men are looking around. And the interesting thing about this is that the people that are already in the lodge when they come in are representative of, looks like here, military, looks like the executive branch or the politicians and the publicans, and then you have the police, the domestic police. And so what is this saying? This is saying that they are already controlled by the Illuminati and Freemasonry, and I believe that to be exactly the case. Here we have at the end of this, this woman here now has directed all of this, and she has, this image is flashed, and you have, look, the use of alcohol and force and bracelets and other elements, pills, cards, I don't know, lubrication or whatever, but what is the meaning of all of this? And then now this is the actual actress, and she is using this hexagram in the eye, one eye symbolism again. These are all ministers, and they're all acting in unison to indoctrinate people unknowingly, and we are the uninitiated. Now MTV, looking at this again, this is one of the ads that they had a few years back. This ad campaign, Touch It, and you can see Touch It refers to the bunny and the rabbit, which is the Playboy logo, which is for fertility and sex, and probably most likely this is the middle finger again, so that sexual connotation. See it. Now you see this bull, and you see now the opening of this third eye, as in see it. All of this occult symbology. Hear it. I think this is just a bunch of chaos going on. Smell it, going into the nose, and then taste it. You can see that this is a red-faced demonic type entity. And then in the middle is this, experience it, is the spiral of Archimedes, which is used in hypnotism. And in the middle is this woman, and she has eyes everywhere. You see the owl of Minerva, eagles. Here's the dragon in the hair. You can see here the eye of Lucifer emanating, and skulls. All of that occult symbology. And now you can clearly understand it with the commercial that came out with regard to this campaign, and these are Aborigine types. You have these two little creatures here looking at this, and they are chanting. And when they do chant, you have this bull come out, and the bull, now there's lightning around this bull and the opening of the third eye, which is the spiritual eye. You see the pentacles here, and then they go into this trance with the rabbit now fertilizing all of this occult symbolism. Then the shattering and this eye with black liquid coming out. I don't know exactly what that represents, but it seems very similar to that last plate where Bimbo and the secret societies and this what is it? Messing up of the mind anyway, or the shattering of the mind. And then you have the yoni symbol, which is very similar to the Christian fish symbol being used in the navel, and all of this coming out from the navel. You see the tattoos here, looks like an eye. And so you can understand that we're being indoctrinated on a level that we don't understand on the basic level, but when you understand what the symbols are, then you can see there's something, there's a program going on. This is a pretty famous commercial that was done years back by MTV, and it culminates into a person having a horned head that fell off the wall, now dressed in a ministerial gown. Here you have a minister, I believe. You have two twins and this daughter with blood spilt, as in sacrifice. And then this person here, I don't know if that's a murder scene or what, but the entire commercial is riddled with occult, and it's cleverly done that way. Now looking at the 2009 VMA Awards, this was an entire ritual altogether, and we begin with the High Priestess. This is Madonna, dressed in black, and she recites the verses of Thriller by Michael Jackson. Darkness falls across the land, the midnight hour is close at hand, creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And whosoever shall be found without the soul for getting down must stand and face the hounds of hell and rot inside a corpse's shell. The foulest stench is in the air, the funk of 40,000 years, and grizzy ghouls from every tomb are closing in to seal your doom. And though you fight to stay alive, your body starts to shiver, and no mere mortal can resist the evil of the Thriller. And so it begins this ritual, and you have Jack Black next, who prays to Satan, and this looks like comedy, and I'm telling you, what they did was actually hold hands and bow their heads and prayed to Satan himself. And it's this is national television, so the entire nation watched this, and it looks like comedy, but I'm telling you, they do this ritualistically, and you'll see what happened in later on. We have Lady Gaga here. Now you can see she's dressed as the horned owl. Her dancers have female panties on. You can see the stage set. It is two pillars and the arch, and you can see the keystone up here, but the arch, two pillars of Freemasonry. You can see that this was a mock sacrifice because she begins bleeding here. The stage turns red, and she is hoisted up and lifted while all the dancers praise, and the light emanates from the center of the two pillars. A mock sacrifice on national television. In addition to that, the same 2009 VMA Awards, here's Michael or Janet Jackson. You can see the symbolism of the black and white dualism. This is Pink and her performance, and you can clearly see here on national television an initiate into Freemasonry. Here's the initiate blindfolded, as she is blindfolded. A noose around the neck. She does not have the noose, but she does get hoisted up. So I believe that this is the representation of this noose, and you can see that ritual play that she does after this. You can see the left breast is exposed as it is here. You see now the left leg is exposed as it is here, but the variant is that the clothing represents the floor of Freemasonry, or the floor of the lodge. She is not actually on the floor of the lodge here, but you can see clearly the Freemasonic reference to an initiate into Freemasonry. And then she gets hoisted up and does this dance, and it is very reminiscent of the Hanged Man, which is a tarot card. The Hanged Man is also in the movie I Am Legend. He is hanging there for a number of hours as the sun goes down and has to be resurrected. You see the Ankh here, and so he has to escape from that position. And here we have Kanye West. Now this is the 2009, or I'm sorry, 2010 VMA Awards, and you can see here he's dressed in quintessential satanic colors. This is red and black. You see the single pillar of Freemasonry, as you do here with Washington and in previous plates, so this is obvious Masonic symbolism, as well as this alternating disc, which was done for the 2010 VMA Awards, black and white alternating disc for the stage, and you can see that alternating disc here is now white. Now the performance itself was straight out of Greek mythology. These are the three versions, and he is either Satan or the paramour, and I believe it would be symbolic to be both. And in this case, the paramour, and in this legend, or in this occult rendition, the Karaites were the virgins, and the paramour, if was caught with one of the virgins, was put to death, and that was the tradition back then. And so you can see, if you are knowledgeable in the occult, knowledgeable in these legends of mythology and Greek civilization and Roman civilization, then you can get a job being a choreographer for Hollywood and the entertainment world.